Yo, what up? Welcome to Cloudy Thoughts. I'm your host, LoFi Monk. Happy 4th of July. How's everybody doing? I'm going to tweet this out real quick. A little late to the game here. Let's see. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know we're still enjoying ours here. Got my grill ready, going. Got the meat sizzling. I'm just gonna add a couple people. I'm gonna tag you, Holtz. Retweet this for me. There we go. All right, I'll tweet it out. So maybe we'll get a couple people in here. This is kind of last minute. But yeah, man, I just wanted to say congrats to everybody that won on the drawing on Friday's show. Everybody that won received a $25 Google Play credit. So congratulations to EJ Games, Just Petter, Ray the Gaming Cyborg, Stadia Pro Gaming, Cali Fett, Ron Slusher, Mostly Martinez, and Bolts. Hope you guys grab some games while they're on sale. I think there's 2 more days left to the sale. The big 85 up to 85% off sale on Stadia. I had our good friends Just Petter and Holtz on the show Friday, and yeah, man, we had a little bit of difficulties, a little bit of a delay between each other, but I think we made do. I think the show came out okay, and we got to do the drawing and got to have a good conversation talking about gaming, and it was a lot of fun. So also during that time, Stadia Pro games released. Hope you guys had a chance to play those. I have been so occupied with Centipede and Roguebook. The only other game out of the pro list that I've got to play was Those Who Remain. Yo, SPG, welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat, bro. Those Who Remain, that was I didn't have like really high expectations for it, but dude, yeah, I'll definitely be back playing that one also. So far they're all good. I'm looking forward to Five Nights at Freddy's. I just have a feeling that Those Who Remain is kind of a shorter game. It's like maybe 6 hours. I haven't really checked it out, so that's why I've decided to tackle that one first. But Roguebook, wow, that one I did not see that coming. I saw when it was first announced that that's the one I was like, I'm probably not gonna be that into it. I'll give it a try, whatever. But nah, man, it was good. But yeah, happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Just like Holtz was saying, hope you're getting those grills ready. Hopefully you get to see some fireworks tonight with your family, your friends, those types of things. But yeah, man, I just let's see what we had in the news this week. Friday that we talked about was, let's see here. Yeah, Amazon Luna got new games coming to it. Of course, GFN did their drop on Thursday. In Stadia, they announced they're expanding to Mexico. That's going to be really good for the platform, period. I mean, more players is always a good thing in my eyes anyway. Oh, hey, there we go. Stream Elements finally joined. That took forever. But yeah, Outriders dropped World Slayer DLC over the last week. Rabbids Party of Legends was released on Stadia, and I believe Figment 2's out there already on Stadia. I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, and there's a new map coming to PUBG. That'll be fun because I know the community does a lot of PUBG stuff. That'll be exciting to join in with that. We also talked about earlier that this week or last week that some new tools for game development came out of Unity. That's really exciting for us because we're getting a lot of indie games on Stadia, and it's nice to see them have some tools that'll help things with like multiplayer and be able to add in a marketplace so they can sell stuff, just to expand the game. It just gives them more options. You can really take your game as far as you want to take it. But yeah, man, basically I was just hopping on here just to shout out to you guys and say congratulations to everybody that won on the drawing. So yeah, if you don't watch the Friday night show, be sure to catch us because we do all kinds of crazy stuff on there. But yeah. Hey, yo, Maine's World. What up, bro? And Holt says, if I remember, you're a flexitarian. What does a 4th of July barbecue look like with you doing it? What are those people called? The people that do they don't eat, breatharians or something like that. They eat air. Some kind of weird hoax that's going around the internet. So Maine says, hey Holtz, for me it's going to be some meat, but mostly vegetarian options like Beyond Burger, veggie hot dogs. Is it really a hot dog at that point though? I mean, a real hot dog has lips and buttholes in it. But I'm just saying. I, on the other hand, I've got like a 15-pound slab of meat on the barbecue pit right now. Oh, man. Anyway, guys, just wanted to jump on here and say happy 4th of July to everybody. Congratulations to all of the winners from Friday night show. And yeah, man, thank you, Holtz and Petter, for coming on. I know it was no easy thing because you guys are on the other side of the planet from me. So yeah, that was really special that you guys joined, and thank you for sticking through it even with the technical difficulties. Hopefully we can have you guys back and we won't have those issues, but yeah, I think it went pretty well. Oh, there you go. Holt says anytime I'm on a weekend, it's a breeze. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, Holt's smart. He has a game plan when it comes to his shows. He says he takes a 3-hour nap beforehand. So that's how you do it. I know. I had something I wanted to talk about, and now that I'm here, it escapes my mind. But let's see. Let's talk about some of these games. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Centipede, Those Who Remain, Worms, WMD, Roguebook, and Fast and the Furious. I don't think there's one back. I did play a little bit of Worms, WMD. That's all right. Hey, good morning already. Already exists in the building, man. Yeah. Good morning to all our Canadian friends who just celebrated Canada Day. Worms WMD. That was like, I remember playing that on Super Nintendo back in the day, and it was like kind of like a tactics game in a way. Maybe it's the first tactics game. Ooh. We also heard the rumor about the Avatar release date for Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. There's a rumor going around that it'll be out November 18th. Yeah, Holtz says, I heard the community members are competing on Centipede to get the highest score. I don't know if it's like a thing that we all got together and decided to do, but I know I've been watching those high scores and it's been pretty competitive. I've been knocked off the leaderboard a couple times. I don't know if it resets every 24 hours or something, but yeah, man, Centipede, it's a pro game. You got it. Jump in and compete with everybody. It's not like a multiplayer game, but you don't need that. All you need is that leaderboard. It's kind of interesting. Already exists, says, oh, Canada. Sorry. I'm sorry. I know you got to say it like, sorry. I'm sorry. Am I saying it correctly already? I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, kind of excited about this Avatar game. It looks badass. I don't know. It's like there's a lot of hype behind that movie, and it's been a long time since they put one out. Chromebook gaming. Whoa, need a new computer? How about one that comes with 3 months of Stadia Pro? If you buy a Plus or a Premium Chromebook right now, you get 3 months free of Stadia Pro. And, you know, honestly, my computer, it's time for a new computer, right? And I thought all this time I've been thinking, oh, I need to get one with the graphics card, the big old, spend all the money, you know, that type of thing. But I'm really looking at these Chromebooks. I'm kind of excited about the thought that they might have cloud gaming Pro books that come out, like specifically targeted towards cloud gaming. That interests me a lot. Yo, what up, Ray? One to Escape says the standard is low as I'm in the top 50. Yeah, it's still a new game, and I think they might reset the whole thing every 24 hours or something. Happy America Day from the Canadian. Well, happy belated Canada Day from the American. See, I don't know. I thought about dropping the link in chat for you guys if you guys want to join. I don't know. Here, I'll throw it out there. If nobody joins, we might be cutting this short. So if any of you guys got something you want to say, hop in. Dude. Yeah, I need to get Mr. Urban World on here so he can freestyle to these beats. You know? You know, there's just something about the 4th of July that just, at least for me, it's something that just makes me remember being a kid and thinking about, you know, just the 4th of July when you were a little rugrat running around and having a blast, backyard barbecues and stuff. You know, these kids, they don't know how good they have it these days, cloud gaming. With their Pop Rocks and their Vidya games. You know, we didn't have much to do. You had to play Monopoly, Uno, and if you were really advanced, you'd play Dungeons and Dragons. My friends, not so much. We used to play a game called Doorknob, and it was out of necessity because guys, we get carried away. We started acting stupid, so we had to. It was almost like a way to. Okay, has any of you guys in chat ever played Doorknob? Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's a good point, Holtz. I would switch to a cloud Chromebook if they can deliver a good size OLED display with 4K. Yeah, Doorknob. Let's talk about Doorknob. So basically, if you farted, you would have to say safety before one of your friends said doorknob. And if your friend said doorknob before you say safety, everybody gets to punch you until you touch a doorknob. No, you never heard of that. That's yeah. What was the other one? There's one that's a little more family safe. Where you would make a fist and you extend your thumb and your pinky out and you put your thumb to your forehead and you would name a fruit. And if you were the last one to name a fruit, that meant you ate the fart. These are the games I remember. Yeah, doorknob safety. I don't know what you call it. Oh my God. Am I the only one that knows this game? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. You got a bunch of boy teenagers running around and man, you got to find a way to stop them from farting all the time. God, man, stop blasting in here. So you come up with a game. You're like, hey, if you don't say safety, I'm going to punch you. We already exists says we had a variation. Punch buggy. That's exactly it. I saw a Volkswagen earlier and I said punch buggy. And I looked over at my wife. She looked over at me. And I didn't punch her. Slug bug, yep. She gave me a really dirty look when I said punch buggy. So apparently she's not into playing that game. Let's see. Fireworks are too loud. Switch to silent fireworks. They save the animals. Oh, interesting. Never heard of those. Ray says, I play hide and go seek. Yeah. I'm just saying sometimes you got to get creative, man. Back in the day. Red light, green light. Well, man, I don't think you're going to catch a bunch of teenage guys out playing red light, green light, really. Hide and go get it. Oh, man, let's see. Was Doorknob the game where you try not to make a noise while sneaking outside the house? No, that was probably... it's probably a better game. Oh, man. Oh, wow. I was for sure I was going to come in here and somebody was going to be like, yeah, I know Doorknob. Oh, man. Toilet paper houses. Yeah, we would TP some houses too. At least once or twice in the summer. A house in the neighborhood would get TP'd. You don't really see that a lot anymore. People TP in houses. We used to play a game called German Bastards where you beat the crap out of each other to get a letter. To get the letter of people. Oh God. Uh, Doorbell ditch and run. That's a good one. That's a good one. Had a lot of fun with that when I was a kid living in an apartment. Me and my mom, we lived in an apartment, and I would run around with my friends doing that too. So yeah, you guys know what I mean. Sometimes you had to make up games. You have all these cloud gaming platforms to mess with. We had to use our imagination. Our imagination was the video game. Oh, I'm so old. But yeah, guys, hardcore backyard wrestling. Oh yeah, bro. I was a little. See, I didn't really know any. By the time I was old enough to really be into it and get out there, it wasn't really like. I really didn't know anybody that was doing backyard wrestling. But when I was really little, my cousin, who was like way older than me, that guy and his friends, they had in our neighborhood, they had built a half pipe, and they would be skating on that, and then they also had a wrestling ring that they built, and they would go out there and wrestle and do crazy ass shit. I got hit in the head with a tube light. I like it. I could see Ray going ham. What up, man? How you doing?
What up? What up?
Money making man. Happy 4th, bro. How you
How
doing?
you, man? Happy 4th to you. I'm good, man. I just woke up from taking about a 3-hour sleep. I was up for quite a while last night.
Getting prepared for today, or were you gaming?
Yeah, I was just doing some gaming. I went to a family member's house out here, and we hang out with them. Of course, it's been a while. We're new-ish out here, so we want to make our rounds and everything. And so we came back home, and then I was like, you know what? I'm about to play some stuff. That's what I did.
Heck yeah. Have you got to try Roguebook yet?
I have not. I plan on doing that today, actually. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. When you told me, when I hit you up, I was like, dude, I really want to see you in WinStar too.
Yeah.
I both want to see both of y'all try out Roguebook and see, because you guys kind of already, I know y'all have already been exposed to that kind of like those card playing games like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've seen them, and I'm not going to say I haven't played one before, but I haven't really put any time into it. And playing Roguebook has been just a joy.
And it looks like, and what's interesting is that, to me, like, it's not like I don't really play that many card-based games in that aspect. I mean, as far as card games, I mean, when I think about that, I'm thinking Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm thinking like Dungeons, I'm thinking, stuff like that. So it's like, it's interesting when I come across a game that mixes cards into the kind of like, I believe they had a system that was similar to it, or something that was like that in Child of Light, things like that. But it's interesting to me. What's really got me kind of like interested in is everybody's been talking about it. I'm just like, okay, that's not a FOMO thing, right? But it's more like, okay, if people are talking about it, there must be a reason why. Just like they did with Wavetail, right? And just like they did with a couple other games. So it really got me interested. I'm like, okay, it's one thing to have one person's opinion on it and then hear what they have to say, but then you hear all these different people coming out and saying the same thing. Now you're intrigued, and now you want to know if it stacks up.
Yeah, there's a difference between people trying to hype up a game and then you can tell when they have the genuine interest.
Right.
Like, from the thing that I notice is that, a lot of times in my streams, it's usually my community coming that I see hanging out in my stream or leaving comments. With certain games like Rayman and Roguebook, I've had people outside of my community come in and being interested in just the game and what I'm doing with the game. And that's a huge indication of like how good a game is to me too. And that's something I've gotten with Roguebook.
And I think that speaks to, again, like, there's a lot of games out there that are considered indie or what have you, and they are they're great games. And I think that's just really dope that there's a lot of just great games out there that are, in the pipeline that people can try. And I think that's really cool that people are being more risky and being more open minded with their choices.
Yeah, man. So, tell me about these veggie dogs. What's up, bro? Like,
So
be honest with me. Like, I
yeah,
know you can't tell me that like there's like some veggie bacon out there that's gonna compete with real bacon. I know that's not gonna ever happen. But how does a veggie dog stack up against a lip and butthole dog?
well, I think actually okay, I will tell you this. So my daughter has these dogs, and they are from a company. I think they're called from Morningstar or something like that. And they actually, in real talk, I don't know what they did, but they got the hot dog flavor like down to where it's
Wow.
like even the texture. So it's like you cut into it, it looks the same as it would if you would cut a hot dog. You taste it, and it tastes like a hot dog. It's maybe it's because all this
It's
shit is
got the
processed
texture,
anyway.
the flavor.
You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like I said,
Maybe.
because all this shit is processed. So
Yeah.
maybe that makes it easy. But that right there, out of everything, that probably that, and there's a lunch meat that she has. We call it lunch meat, but of course, it isn't. Um, that's really good. There's a couple things with the hot dogs. Yo, like that company, they got it. It's just weird to say, but I had my mother before we moved. My mom tried one, and she don't really mess with meat like that. But I said, well, just try it because of what it is. She said, she said, right? She said, man, this shit tastes like a hot dog. I said, yeah, it's crazy, right? So there's some options out there. The burger part, they're still working on the
Yeah.
burgers. That depends, but it's a hit or miss. But I think that it's some good alternatives out there, like really decent, surprisingly good alternatives out there.
Just give me some
Yeah,
ribs.
I think I need to get a fair shake and just try it out.
At least,
Yeah, bro.
right?
Welcome to the
Just
show,
see
Ray.
just
What
to
do you think
see.
about
What's
these hot
going on, Ray?
dogs?
Dude, I mean, believe it or not, my wife, she's all about them turkey dogs, these
Mm,
healthy veggie dogs and stuff like that. That's my
yeah.
wife, but she's a nurse. She's all about health. Me, I'm ready to die, man. I want that
Oh my.
greasy beef or pork hot dogs
Yeah.
or brats.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm keeping it real, man. I eat pretty bad, and today, some ribs.
That's what I'm saying.
Burgers,
Just take some brisket
hot
and
dogs.
some bacon and put it in a blender, and I'll drink it.
Now
But
hold
I
on
was
now.
kidding. I wouldn't do
hot
that.
turkey
Now
dogs.
wait a
Everybody
minute.
got quiet.
Dogs, like
Now wait a minute, y'all.
dogs and chicken burgers. I
Here's
eat
what I'm
those.
saying too, though, right? So I say all that to say, don't get it twisted. I had me some jerk chicken wings yesterday. You know what I mean?
I
At
love
the
some
get
jerk.
down.
Oh my god, I love some jerk chicken.
But
Oof.
it's just that we switch it up, every now and then. So especially for my daughter too. So
If I
she
smelt
had
that,
mac
I
and
had
cheese and some other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. See, I'm from the South, dude. They eat
yes,
everything
sir.
on the pig. I remember my grandfather, he had a pig farm, and I remember
Mhm.
this little pig, and I was like, it was my friend. It followed me everywhere I go, and then pigs get real big, and man, I watched my
Oh,
grandfather, man. He killed the pig, sliced
Mm.
that pig in half, stuck it on a grill. And in Carolina, we have this like chopped up pork we call barbecue. You throw some slaw, you throw
Oh
some
yeah.
hot sauce on it. You in heaven,
oh
in
yeah.
heaven. But my father, he ate chitlins and pig
Yeah.
feet, and
Yep.
I didn't eat
Yeah, I
all
don't mess with that.
that. You can barbecue pig
Oh yeah.
ears and stuff like that. But me, man, I like pork belly, bacon, ham, uh, pork ribs and stuff like that. But man,
You know what? Now that I got somebody from a Carolinian
Oh,
here,
hold on.
I
The
want to
pig's
know,
name
man.
was. My kid
It's called
used to have a
Babe.
pig named Dinner.
That's not good.
so I was
He was Dinner.
huge, I mean,
Jeez.
well, I was a huge cartoon, like back in the day, Bugs Bunny and all that. So his name was Porky Pig, and my grandfather killed Porky Pig.
My man said, bleep, 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 bleep. That's all, folks.
So shout out to my father-in-law. He's 84
Yeah, I
today.
feel your
We're gonna
pain there,
celebrate
Ray.
his birthday. What's that? You feel my pain on the
birthday,
pig?
father-in-law, man.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my wife's
Yeah, because when I was a kid, whew, I remember them going out in the yard and they would prepare a chicken. And if you're not ready for that, if you don't know what's happening, you just walk out
yeah.
and see it happen. That's pretty brutal. It's messy.
Oh, yeah, it is. Especially when they
Anyway.
that head goes.
So Ray, so let me ask you this, man. So
Yeah.
again, somebody from Carolina, are you a dry rub or a wet guy when it comes to your ribs?
Let me tell you something, man. Whew, man. So this is weird, but I'm gonna have to say it's a wet guy, and my wife's, she's like a dry.
Okay.
When I have a smoker, so when I smoke ribs,
Yeah.
I put the dry rub on it. I do dry, but my wife does it wet. But I'm a wet rib guy.
Yeah.
But when I do my ribs, I do a dry rub.
Really? Because I love. I actually. I'm a dry guy myself, just because I love seasonings, and I feel like the as much as I love sauces, when it comes to ribs, pork ribs especially, I prefer. But I think that when it comes to that, man, a dry rub, you can't go wrong if it's done right. Like if you add like a brown sugar kind of dry rub, or something with like sweet
Well, the
heat
best
or
thing
something
about
like
the
that,
dry
man.
rub is you can have separate sauces. You know what?
That's true. Right.
You don't
You have more
You
options.
know, you're not stuck to one
There
sauce
you
flavor.
go.
You can have like a selection.
There
you
you
know?
go.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. I mean,
Okay.
I'll smoke a brisket, and I'll.
So
do
we
all
just did a
kinds
cooking show this morning.
Right. I mean, it's 4th of July. I mean, I get it, cloudy thoughts, but part of the course, you gotta have some food talk.
Oh, tell me
real
about
talk. Come on.
Oh, dude, just dry rub. Put
Grill
on some
talk.
gloves.
This is grill talk.
Get all your seasonings, and just sprinkle that brisket on down. Back, turn it over, side to side, flip
That's
it up,
it.
rub it up.
I just did that.
Oh my god, and the smoke. I love smoking meat.
Yeah, I could smell the brisket from outside right now. Sound like Cheech and Chong.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Post
Smoke it.
says, when I was a kid, I saw a lamb make explode in a field. Oh God. I told my dad when I was eating dinner, which he replied, "Where did you think the meat for dinner came from?" Ah.
Bro, my dad used to make sausage.
Man,
Make his own
that's
sausage. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I was saying my dad made some sausage, and I was eating some sausage, and he goes, you like Bambi? And I looked at him, and he went, mad.
Jeez.
I don't know. Are you guys into gaming meat?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from the South too, so it's like, I guess it's a thing, you know. What's that?
Yeah. Are you into gaming meat?
There might be a delay on
There is a huge delay. There's a huge delay.
Yeah. That's why
I
it
feel
seems
like
like Ray sometimes gets.
I feel like I'm talking to my grandfather. Grandfather.
And then 10 seconds later, what?
What'd you say, boy?
Oh no.
Yeah, man. Well, where I live, there's not a lot of hunting per se, but there are a lot of trappers because wild hogs are a problem, and if they go unchecked, they come into our neighborhood and they tear everything up. So
Yep.
that is something that happens a lot in my. And man, you call the right people, they cause the problem on your property, and then you have a barbecue. You know.
Yeah, hogs are a problem. My great grandmother has land out in Louisiana. I don't know how many acres, but I heard somebody say that somebody had brought some over somewhere, and or somebody had gotten some hogs or something like that, or they had come around and she said the same thing. They were a problem always. Out of everything else she had, they were always problems.
Yo.
Hey, welcome to the show, Chat Stadia. Riddigs, what's up?
Hey guys,
bro?
wanted to stop in, say what's up.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
belated
joining.
Canada Day.
We're just talking about.
Oh, thanks. Happy America
meat.
Day to you guys.
Thank you,
Vegetarian jumps in the convo.
There we go.
Oh, we got, what is it? A flexitarian, a vegetarian, and then 2 carnivores.
Actually, Canada Day, we had a mean serving of these vegan barbecue soy ribs, and they're just absolutely delicious. Sauteed in like red peppers, green peppers.
Be sending me videos of that shit, and I'm like, dude, that actually looks really good.
Oh yeah, it was delicious.
I need to like cut out the meat, man, because
man.
too much of that. I mean, just keeping it real, folks, is bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
they say it's better for the environment, but man, we're in a drought, so I don't know how that all works out.
Oh, you're a
I
rhino,
don't know.
huh?
Anyway, yeah. Oh, poet. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Huh?
Right. And now you just showed it.
Yeah. Now
I mean, you got to do the best you can with the resources you have, right?
Of course.
I mean, if you can substitute one meal a week and you can start that way, just throw in beans and chickpeas instead of a protein, then you're good that way. Just like simple things like that. I mean, if you're into lentils, those are huge too. And then even like the options, like they got the Beyond, the Impossible. There's stuff out there for sure.
It's just a matter of just going out there, of course, with an open mind and trying it out. But there's a lot of good things out there, like really, really good things out there. I made a chickpea
you don't have to go
chili,
vegan. You can
all
just,
that.
Yeah. You don't have to go vegan. You can still do stuff like. I felt pretty happy with myself that I just ate a potato for dinner one day.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on. Was it a loaded potato?
It was, but it didn't have any meat on it.
Oh, there you go. See,
I'm not saying it wasn't vegan, but it didn't have any meat. It was just a little bit of stuff for flavor, and yeah.
Oh, it's good if you do it right. Best advice that I have, though, is if you go and see a nutritionist and they lay out exactly what you should be eating, when you should be eating, it's almost like an instruction manual. I mean, for me, that's like the best way to do it, because I mean, we're never given instruction manuals on how to live or how to eat, but actually getting one, I don't know, is like a level up for me.
That sounds actually kind of nice, because I swear I hate having to come up, like it's a thing in this house, like when somebody's like, what's for dinner? I don't know. Like it's an annoying occurrence every day.
I'm sorry, man, but I gotta have my bacon on my loaded potato. You know, and I dated a girl that was vegan, and it just couldn't work out, man, because she tried, and I did. I think about 6 months I stopped eating meat and stuff, but she ate sausage. Anyway.
Holds eats bacon or sausage.
I was going to say that one of the lines that my grandmother used to give us, we were like, what is there to eat? And she would just look at us and say, whatever doesn't eat you first. I was like, well, damn. Okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Holtz, but y'all easy breakfast. Like, y'all got what is it? The bangers and beans? That's a breakfast.
Bangers
it's just sausage and beans.
Anthony says, is there any gaming news?
I think so,
bro.
Didn't we go over that?
Well, I mean, with November, I mean it's a bit of ways away, but Stadia dosage dropped like a possible release for Pandora. We got Skull and Bones. I'm really thinking this November is going to be the comeback of that cyberpunk winter, when people see Stadia again as like the place to play these games. But that's just what I'm hyped about.
Seeing cool stuff around. I think around mid-October, you're gonna start seeing some movement. I think I was kind of surprised by the pro drop this month that it was that good. I was still thinking we're gonna have a little bit more of a drought, but dude, it looks like they're already making moves.
I am hooked
So I hope next month's
on
good too.
Roadbook and Those That Remain. I played Those That Remain in the dark, and I don't want to spoil the game for anybody, but I highly recommend you guys play that game in the dark, man. If you like Wired Productions, Martha is Dead, or Deliver Us to the Moon, you're gonna love this game.
What if you can't play Resident Evil?
It was so good because I played with my wife on stream, and you can actually there's parts where I'm screwing around, turning the lights off in the game, and like just to and she was freaking out, dude. She's like, "Don't do that."
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right now. I'm like just lost in the game, just running around for my life. But it gives me Children of the Corn vibes. If anybody ever seen Children of the Corn series, that's what
that movie made a lot of people decide not to have children.
Malachi, he wants you.
Not so much the fear of corn, but children.
Bro, you know what? I am so happy. I am an old guy, and I got my son singing "Keep Running Up That Hill."
I'm just everywhere. I'm telling you,
and I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell? It's 1985, man.
I'm telling you, dude. Like we talked about, man, because of Stranger Things, man. That song, it just broke 3 world records in 2022. Anything's possible. So if you have a dream,
dude,
guys, if you have anything you want to do, just get out there and do it.
I'm constantly pursuing dreams, so go after it.
Yeah. But when I first heard that song on Stranger Things, I was like, dude, I haven't heard this song. I haven't even thought about this song in so long. Man. And when songs stand out to me, the first thing I do is I go to YouTube and I look for covers. And I look to see how many people have covered that. And that particular song has a lot of covers. There's so many people who have done that song.
I was a paper boy. I was a paper boy back in 1985, and I remember there was this big hill, and I remember that song and it would just keep running up that hill, and I would just pedal my little feet to get up this hill and listen to Kate Bush, man. And I love that song. Was ahead of its time.
And really, so what was the reception back then?
It was huge. It was huge.
Really was. She was like the original Bjork.
If you see the video, it's beautiful dancing, like ballet dancing, dance moves, and kind of weird 80s visuals. But the video is pretty dope. People go watch Kate Bush, but she's 63 years old, and guess what? She getting paid.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Getting paid.
Just saying thank you,
dude. What's crazy about that song is that because like you notice the name of the song is "Running Up That Hill," a deal with God. So she said that originally she named it "A Deal with God," but the record company wouldn't release it because that's controversial. And then MTV wouldn't even play the video.
Right.
Because of
the
references. I was like,
the subject
matter. All times have changed. Man. I just watched a concert with he had like this nice crown of thorns diamond piece thing on his head. I was like, whoa.
Bro, I'm like,
I was like, that can't be real diamonds. It is real diamonds.
I'm picking up my son from school, and there's a little girl that walks by, and she's singing WAP, W-A-P.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, are you? Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
You know how they normally like change the lyrics so it'll work in a friendly setting, but that song, I don't think you could do it.
Dude, my son had a school dance, and the DJ was playing the Whisper song. I was one of the parents watching over the kids. I went to the DJ. I said, "If you don't turn that ish off, man," I said, What the hell is wrong with you?
Be playing any Yin Yang Twins around these kids.
Where do you see my?
No.
In an elementary school, bro.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
that
What
man
is
Ray
wrong
went over
with
to
you?
the DJ.
Who
and
raised
said,
you, man?
Yeah, that man went over to the DJ and said, "Hey, man," and slid him a $5 bill and said, "Put on some spinners or something."
Oh my goodness. Wait do you see my?
Put on some Parliament.
Oh my god.
Put on some computer love.
Kids popping the WAP already exists. Man. Yep.
That man walked over and said, "Put on, Kate Bush. Put on some Kate Bush real quick."
Keep running up the hill. Oh my god.
Dude. I love Monday morning cloudy thoughts.
Right.
I never know where this is going to go.
It starts the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So that's the precedent. But I will say though, bringing it back to some games, I personally recently just resubscribed to Pro because there's a lot of games. Of course, I know I had the trial for Roguebook, but there were a couple games that I haven't gotten a chance to play that I saw, and I wanted to get my own opinions and thoughts on them. So I recently just got Pro, and man, they just dumped. Like I just said, claim all. They were just like, all right, open that bag up, buddy.
I have 200.
What's crazy about it is I forgot you weren't Pro.
Yeah.
And I hit you up and I was like, dude, have you played Roguebook yet? And you were like, oh, I don't have Pro. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I was like, that's cool, but I think maybe you played it on Switch or something like that or somewhere else.
No, and I never. That was my first time ever hearing about it.
Shout out to Stadia. I hit 231 Stadia games, so thank you. Stadia.
Wow.
Oh, you
okay. You're picking them all up.
Well, okay, so
in the very beginning, I bought every game, and then I started seeing these games just go to Pro. I would buy it, I'd spend like $50, and then the game went on Pro.
Yep.
So I kind of slowed down, but yeah, no, the six Pro games that we got me to 230, and then thank you LoFi, I bought Gods Will Fall, and that put me up to 231.
We need to have a Ray watch ticker every time you buy a game. It just updates.
I got Primo's right behind me, man. He's got
Jack the Slip needs to keep that stat.
The worst was Risk of Rain. They released that, I would say, 2 weeks into the month, and then they put it on to Pro the following month. I just hand to face, like, why?
You know what? I have this interesting. Yeah. Okay, so here's this, and I think that Stadia could implement something like this too. And he says, I think I have too many options for games now to where I'm just not playing, games that much. I'm spending too much time trying to decide what to play. I think that Stadia could also to make it fun, right? Kind of gamification, pun intended. But like on Xbox, on Game Pass, on the app on PC, they have a button you can click that says, surprise me. Yep. And then it just does like a random roll, and it boom just gives you a game. Yep. I think that would be something fun.
Well, I also on Xbox you got a gamer score. I would like to see Stadia implement more of that. Man, like you said, But to what Anthony was saying, we were just talking about the cloud gaming Chromebooks. Sorry, bro. But I want to hit this real quick. We were just talking about the cloud gaming ProBooks and the Samsung gaming hub. And the Samsung TVs are too expensive. I think they're going to do something similar with these Chromebooks. And the reason I even brought it up earlier was because Jack Slip just gave away a Yoga. I think that's what it was, Lenovo something, but it was a Chromebook, and that's what even got me sparked my interest to even look at the Chromebooks in a serious light. But continue what you were saying. I'm sorry. I was just.
Oh, what I was just gonna say was that if anybody who's played Xbox, just sidebar, because you mentioned gamer score. What's your gamer score, or do you remember what it is?
Oh man, it's been a while so since I had an Xbox, but I think I was in like 20 to 30K.
Okay. What about you, Ray?
Crazy.
Nice.
Evan, What's the Xbox score?
The man
Because
said,
he's the one playing the Xbox and the PS5.
I was gonna say,
man.
Evan, dust off the sex box.
No. Man, I'm pretty. I mean, I go way back to the original Xbox, so my score should be pretty decent. So, yeah, and then my son's on it 24/7.
Yeah.
Let me see what mine is. I'm gonna check mine. Let's see where I'm at currently.
But Cowboy just says, I have xCloud, PS5, GameFly, PS Plus Premium, Stadia. It's too much.
It's a good time though.
Well, you know what, man? I like to have like options. I'm like the guy that with the library with the books, and go down and just grab any type of book and have fun with it. But yeah, but I hear you. It does get kind of overwhelming. You're looking at all these games and stuff like that. But I would just like, okay, what games I have not played, and just write down a list of games that I just want to try, or games that I want to finish.
Yeah. Okay, I just checked. I have
that's what I do.
If I have score, I have 101,607.
All right, let me check mine. Let me check. 1, 2.
But yeah, whenever I feel that game overload, and I feel like I'm just scrolling, I can't what I want. Even on Netflix, right? Because that happens when I'm scrolling through Netflix. Some days I'll be like, oh, I see a million things that I want to watch. The next day I'm scrolling through and I don't see nothing. You know, it's just your mind playing tricks on you. So like on those days where I just can't seem to find anything that I want to play, I just, like you said, hit that backlog, go through like a list. It helps on those days.
And if you go to like the third party sources, which I think like would be huge for Stadia to bring in, like Stadia Source, for instance, has like that random button where you can just like hit that and like play a random game where they pick. And then Stadia Hunters as well does a phenomenal job of keeping everyone's gamer score in that leaderboard.
65K.
65K.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So
you've been putting in work.
Nah, that's my boy, dude. That's him hours playing Halo. When I pick him up from school, all right, man, it's Halo night, right? No, it's Fortnite. All right. See you later, bye. And I'm like, oh my God, I remember those days, man. Except I had to bring my Xbox and a TV to the house.
Oh yeah,
and link it up.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have a button to play multiplayer, man.
You know what would be fun, actually, just for the sake of
God forbid you didn't have it, you'd have to play doorknob.
No. I think that it would be cool if, like, let's say we found a way to get a LoFi, myself, probably Windstar, Ray, and other people who haven't played Xbox in a long time hop on Halo and have a match and see just
I would love
to have fun.
Love to do that because Kevin ain't in the chat, but that's what we used to do. We used to have Monday night Halo night, and we'd get off from work and we would pick whoever's apartment and just play Halo.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Of course, like I said, it's been a while.
When I was on
right?
Xbox 360, that was the only game that mattered.
Oh yeah, that and probably Gears of War also. But
I remember everybody liked Gears of War, but I spent all my time on Halo.
So Anthony wants to turn this, let's see, especially for me because I was always a one ecosystem gamer. So this is new for me to have so many options at one time. See, not me, man. I had multiple platforms because I just didn't want to miss out on a game if it was on GameCube or if it was on the Saturn or the Dreamcast or something like that. So I always had multiple platforms.
Yeah,
shout out to
I was the same way, until I played OnLive. OnLive destroyed that for me. I was like, I don't want to go back to a console. Like, and I didn't.
I think the one that I didn't have was GameCube. That was the one I didn't have.
Which you didn't have, man?
I didn't have the GameCube, but I had a homeboy who had one, so I just borrowed his and played. What was it? I played Resident Evil 4 and the GameCube version of Metal Gear Solid. I forgot what it was. Metal Gear Solid 2. I think it was Substance for that one.
Right.
And Luigi's Mansion. That was it. That's all I touched. That was the only one that I didn't have.
Wow.
Yeah, I've always been a one console ecosystem as well. Like, I remember going from the Xbox, being solid to Xbox for 5 years, then going to PlayStation, being solid to them, and just living in their ecosystems. Because I feel like there wasn't the crazy exclusivities that we have today. And then after a while, I jumped into Nintendo for Breath of the Wild because I just heard like it was mind blowing.
Oh man, great game.
Oh my gosh. And then I sticked in the Nintendo world for a while, and then boom, I hear Stadia's out here, and it's like I can play consoles without anything, and then just been living in Stadia. It's, man, I love it. Backlog's huge. Tons of great games like Mafia 3. I still have to get through. Anyone hasn't touched that one? Like, it's a massive, cool game
I
to get through.
beat Mafia 3, and it's
nice, right?
It's an awesome game. See, man, that was a thing. I'm the kind of opposite from you, because on the PlayStation they had SOCOM, and they had PlayStation exclusives, and then Xbox, they had Halo, they had Gears of War, they had games like
Fable,
that, and Fable, and I'm like, oh my. And so I used to get a magazine called Game Pro and a Game Monthly. And it was all the games, and I would read all the
reviews and everything,
reviews and the journals. Yeah, and so I was a jeweler, and my checks, my commission checks, that's what I spent on my hobby, was the consoles and the games and stuff like that. And so I'd have when girls would come to my room, and they'd be like, oh my God, you have so many games. Yeah, baby, what do you want to play? Shut up, Evan. Evan wasn't even born. You was doing the backstroke in my so shut up. But such a hater.
Man, say, yeah, girl, I got all the consoles.
But see, that's the thing, though, man. The gamers, there's no wrong, there's no right, because everybody's different,
Right.
I get people. I had somebody, man, why you got all those consoles? I'm only got this one. I'm in this ecosystem. Well, that's good for you. Good for you. Like everybody's different. Everyone's preference is different. You enjoy and you do you.
Yeah, I think it just goes down to just people's preferences and how people, ways that our vision or the way we see things have been kind of like adjusted over time, right? You weren't really you didn't really care about console wars that much until later on, right? So we weren't really aware of all that stuff. We played games. We knew that other consoles had other games, but that was it. We knew of it, and that was it. And we were like, oh, okay, that's cool, but I'm gonna enjoy Halo. I'm gonna enjoy, the Sly Cooper or Crash Bandicoot, whatever. But I think over time, the way that, and that's another kind of like the caveat to having these media companies and IGN, Kotakus, they start to compare things. Mm-hmm. When they start comparing things and start saying which one is better and giving an opinion on it, then the people who read these and follow it, then it becomes law. And then people just like, oh, well, no, well, because of I agree with this person, so that means that what you're doing is trash. And it's not even all that worth it. It's just games. But I think it's just how it kind of trickled down over time, is that it kind of changed everybody's perception, and now it's more like, oh, well, this one's better than the other, that one's better than the other one. It's just really just not even about that. It's just just understanding what works for you and being comfortable in that, and not having to feel the need to defend or fight or anything like that. So it is what it is.
I got my car egged by my coworkers because I kept talking about cloud, and I'm like, I got Stadia, I'm loving it. I don't have to download no more, man. I just click it, and I had some PlayStation guys and some Xbox guys. My car got egged, and I got a note: shut up with all this cloud craziness.
No.
Right? Yeah.
I would have said, you know what? I would have said, okay.
I mean, it was all fun and joking.
Oh, because I was about to be like, yo.
It was out of joke. But seriously, they were like, I went on my friend's podcast, and they were laughing at me like, dude, console will always win. This cloud is just it ain't going nowhere. Yeah, and now look where it's at. And one of those guys, I went over his house, and I said, is that a Stadia Premium box in your closet? Shut up. And he closed the closet door, and I'm like, you playing Stadia, right? And it was just funny. It was funny because he was one of the guys that egged my car. But yeah.
I mean, how do they not see the future coming? It's like defending VHSs. I mean, we saw it happen in other mediums. How is it not going to happen to gaming?
Yeah, I think that's also
I remember,
me, right?
I remember Laserdisc
choices of consoles too, and I do things digital. So it's like that's the thing, right? Like if I were to get a console, if I were to, you know, I wouldn't get any console with a disc drive because, for one, the environmental thing, we can go into all day about that, but that's where things are headed digitally, whether it's digital software, whether it's all done through cloud computing. So I think that it's inching toward that. It's just that, like you said, some people are a little bit resistant to it.
Yeah, and it makes sense, like you were saying, like environmentally, it's like it's less e-waste.
Yeah,
it's less electricity because instead of everybody having a console running in their house, it's in one central location. You know,
no reading no booklets. Remember the little booklets that used to come in?
Now that I miss, I do miss that. I do miss that. That's honestly
the internet, brother.
Back then. But man, when I got like a game, like when I got Pokemon Emerald for Game Boy Advance, bro, any game, like that was the first thing I picked up. I don't care if it's Marvel vs. Capcom for PlayStation 1. I opened the book and I'm like, okay, what does this move list look like? What does artwork look like?
See, that would be cool if you get like some kind of like a physical booklet.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and I mean, another huge thing is the semiconductors, right? 20 years from now, they're not going to be putting semiconductors into everything. It's going to be these big buildings. We're going to have phones that, you know, just update themselves. We're not going to keep switching them.
It's like history repeating itself, though, right? Like it used to be where like a computer would take up a whole building. There was no way you were going to have one at home, you know? And now it's starting to circle back around to that, where like these computers take up these warehouses and there's no way you would be able to get that computing power, you know, at home. Like that's going to be the only way to do it.
Dude, my mind just blew. That's a cloudy thought. My mind's blown right now.
Honestly, dude, like when it comes down to it, with the towers and everything, we're gonna end up living in a night city in Cyberpunk. That's pretty much what's gonna end up looking like.
Ooh,
yeah, I agree.
Nice. Let's go all the way. Let's fast
Shout
forward
out to
Mad
Project
Max.
Storm in the chat. Project Storm, Jeff Janek.
Yeah, what's poppin'? Happy 4th of July. Jeff says I'm 100% an 8-track guy. Yeah, 8-tracks were dope. They're still pretty good.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's like really old.
The Beta, remember Betamax? Like it was like a VHS but like bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the mini disc player?
Yeah. Dude, my Sony Walkman, dude. My Sony Walkman, I used to hook that on my belt with my little headphones and walk around. Man, and I remember these CDs were starting to come, and I'm going in the store, and I'm like, what is these CDs, man? Jeez.
What the hell is a CD?
Exactly.
And I remember when they were first coming out, they were like, they don't scratch like records. They don't get scratched. And like, yeah, they do.
My Mitsubishi Eclipse growing up, I restored it, and it had a mini disc player, and that thing never skipped. I thought that was like the future of technology. But then it never came up anywhere again.
Never took off. I remember my homeboy in middle school, high school, had the Black album, Jay-Z's The Black album on mini disc,
right.
And it was just crazy to me. I was just like, what the hell is this? And then like shortly after, like a year later, MP3s. It was like, oh, that didn't last long.
Remember when the Xbox 360 had that HD player, the movie player, and I'm like, what happened?
Oh yeah, the HD. Was it the HD? Yeah, was the HD disc, something like that?
Peripheral.
It was kind of when they were going one ahead up with a Blu-ray, right?
Right. Yeah, HDD.
Oh, I remember.
There we go, HDD. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. It was
everybody
HDD
thought
and
it was
Blu-ray.
going to be that because the porn industry was using those.
Yeah.
And it didn't turn out.
Sonny was like, oh yeah? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, PS3 got it right with the Blu-ray.
You know what I want to do? I want to do, guys. I want to ask a quick question. I've always wanted to ask this question, especially on the show, just to get the conversation going with some more games. What game do you think had the most, like the most lasting impression on you? Just either growing up or recently. What game has really
Final Fantasy
impacted you?
VII. Final Fantasy VII, and that
Okay.
was because of the music, because of the writing, the stories, the characters, the marketing. I mean, I had a Barrett and I had a Cloud figures in my room. I got the Final Fantasy books. I mean, it was just huge.
Full
huge.
immersion.
Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy VII was like huge back in 19. Oh my God, what was it? 96 or 97? It was in the 90s, but it was huge, real huge.
Jeff, yeah, it is a lasting impression because it's still in the landfill, I believe, somewhere in Albuquerque.
Jeff, stop trolling. Stop trolling. No, Jeff is trolling. He know damn well E.T. Because I remember my friend called, I got E.T. come over. We went over there, man. We played E.T. and we was like, what the hell what is this?
Oh, atrocious. I guess that was a lasting impression. I guess in a way, Jeff does have a have a point. It was a lasting. We didn't have to say negative or positive.
That's true. All right. I'll give him that.
It just made the Museum of Failures. They have a working copy of E.T. on Atari.
Yeah, man, that was bad. But what about you, Stadia? What game had that lasting impression on you? Anything? Like I said, it could be anything from a kid, recently, anything.
I mean, childhood, I would say one of my first consoles was the N64, and I remember getting Ocarina of Time and I can remember now, feeling the weight difference on the cartridge and it just being heavier. Put that thing in. There was no guides at the time, nothing like that. I didn't go online. I just beat it blindly. I beat it 3 times over. I remember every part of it. And every now and then, I'd say every 5 to 10 years, I just go back and I just have and reminisce and beat the story and just enjoy myself. That game will always live on in my memory, for sure, as one of the greatest.
Nice.
On top of that, I loved Call of Duty Zombies.
Oh, yeah.
And that in my teenage years, just like I spent so much time in that, building great teams, surviving, figuring out these puzzles. It was really like great experiences. And it really got me into the love of like raids and Destiny now. So like doing that stuff is just a lot of fun. So I love how they evolved those like big co-op team modes.
That's pretty cool. What about you, Monk? I don't think we've ever actually had that kind of conversation, man. Is there what kind of game was that for you?
The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, we talking NES, SNES, or NES?
NES.
OG, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, NES. So yeah, like that music is in my brain forever. Like at all times.
There's rock bands that play Zelda. There's Zelda rock bands. Anthony said God of War changed the game for hack and slash games for him.
Dope. I think
What up, Windstar?
To what you were saying though, LoFi, that I think there's always gonna be that game, right? That especially as a kid, that just hits you hard. And like Ray said, it was Final Fantasy VII, which is crazy because again, like I played Final Fantasy VII for the first time a couple years ago, and it just didn't really hit until I played Remake, and then I was like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I mean? But I get that. I used to see everybody around me just like going crazy for Final Fantasy VII, much like what you were saying, LoFi. I saw a lot of people going crazy for Legend of Zelda too. And it's just, isn't it crazy how
there's still people making games?
It stains your brain.
Yeah, like there's still games like all these roguelike games.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
That whole thing. Like a lot of them have the same view, like the top down, the way the maps work. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
And I think that's just dope, man. How right. So I think that it's also that one game or those games that really kind of like shape who you are in a way as a gamer, and especially as a kid. And I think that it's important to I think talk about, because it's also we're talking about it, especially we're talking about it, it's kind of like a history lesson, kind of in a way. And you're also learning about each other, and you're saying, okay, well, if LoFi is a guy or a kid who grew up on Zelda, okay, well, now I have a bit more of an understanding of what kind of person he is as a gamer and what kind of interests he has and what kind of things grab his attention. Same like for Ray. Okay, well, I know he likes this game, or Stadia chat likes this game. I have an idea of what kind of kind of pedigree they have.
Don't get it twisted. I did play. I used to go to those Madden midnight.
Oh, I'm sure.
GameStop at midnight Madden. I have my football jersey. It'd be raining. It'd be cold. It'd be whatever, and everybody would have on their different teams, and we would just be talking trash. All right, man, it's my game tag. It's on. And then when I would get home to download the game, I wouldn't be able to play it until the next morning.
Oh,
that's
you know
how long it took to download the damn game. And
that's, you know it, man.
Insane.
But that's how it was, man. I think for me though, well, especially I worked at GameStop for a while, so I know exactly what you're talking about, man. I've seen so many things. I could write a book about it, but for me, man, as far as gaming, man, when it comes to it, as far as the game that impacted me the most, I would say, it's kind of hard because there's a few, but I would say if there was a franchise, I would put it like that to make it easier for myself. I would say, as much as I love Final Fantasy and as much as I love Mass Effect, as much as I love Destiny, I love all those franchises dearly. I think that the one game that really kind of like did it for me, honestly, is Metal Gear Solid. Like that series, I love Kojima.
Awesome series.
And it just his storytelling and the way he went about things, and how, like, when you went, for those who played Psycho Mantis, your first time against Psycho Mantis, you lost your mind. Because like the guy would rumble your controller, he would read your save file. You're like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on? And it's just this guy who thought of this idea to have this character who has psychokinetic powers to mess with you, and he got the okay from Sony to do so. Like that right there in that game just showed how unique his approach was to gaming. And his everything he touches, like, man, I played to completion, and it's just an interesting ride, narratively and cinematography wise. And I think that his games, personally for me, will always have like a lasting impression, like on me personally. So I would say that's the game, or that's the franchise that etched, like tattooed itself on me for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love me some Metal Gear Solid. I didn't play every game in this series, but I remember fighting a giant robot with a sword and just my mind being blown.
Yeah, right? See those moments like that.
Everybody had to have that moment hiding in the box.
Man,
you know,
come on, man.
In
Really?
the cardboard box.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And your first time hearing, huh? What was that noise?
Dude, yeah.
See, I remember
that's for in everybody's singing memory.
Very first Metal Gear by Konami, where you just 8-bit. And you're walking around, trying to walk around dogs and soldiers and stuff.
Didn't there used to be Tiger games of Metal Gear?
I think there was. I believe.
And Main World, just think.
Yeah,
he is creating a cloud native game. We can only imagine what will be like, and it's supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be scary, I think.
Yeah, man. I think that was dope. I think that's interesting. Again, that's why, to me, people don't understand, man. Kojima is like my GOAT in gaming because of the boundaries and the way that his storytelling is, and he doesn't shy away from anything. If you play Death Stranding, that game is weird as shit, but it's Kojima. You know what I mean? Like, it's right. You expect that, and you expect some kind of narrative plot or some kind of narrative, narratively driven kind of like just way of like it presents the story. He presents the story that there's going to be something more than what it is, and it's going to still make sense. All the things that you see in his games, whether it's Vamp, whether it's Volgin, Raiden, all these people, Ocelot, that somehow it's still gonna make sense. It's gonna come together because that's just what Kojima does. Even if you can't explain it now, like if you go in order of all the Metal Gear Solid games, none of them, especially the way that they came out, they're not in order. None of them.
Right.
But somehow, when you play the games, it makes sense. It's crazy. But yeah, already
Yeah,
existing. So yo,
I
smoking, see
like
the
how
laser is so good.
I like how the old school games, like they had this crazy, huge, mysterious world that they built,
Yeah.
and then they would just throw it at you with not a clue,
Nothing.
barely any instructions, and the hopes of like players will talk to each other before the internet, like
Oh
that
yeah.
they would talk to each other and share. It's just crazy. So
Yeah, man. Or
that's
like
another thing I miss from the old games.
yeah, right. So like, LoFi, me and LoFi could hang out. We'd be at school, and he'd be like, "Man, I'm having trouble on this one part in Shinobi or whatever." Like, oh, okay, well, I can just come over your house. Come over your house after school, have some snacks, and go through it. Like,
Yep.
kind of help you through. Like that part, I agree. I missed that. Of course, they try to do that with couch co-op, and I think they have some features like remote, where you can control, like you can get the control of somebody's controller, and I guess like on Steam or I think on PlayStation they have it too, where I can take control of your
But
character
now we have state
and
share.
play all that. That too. Yeah, so that too. But I think that they're trying to simulate that, but I guess there's that aspect that you can't replicate. Being able to say, hey, because we don't know anything about the game, there's no internet, there's no nothing. It was just like, hey, I'm stuck on this part on Contra, and I don't know why I'm just keep going further and further back. But can you help me? And then somebody comes over, and you guys, your uncle or whatever, and you just get through it together.
Yeah,
I
and we've
think
seen some little
From Software
accidental
is-
release from Stadia on that.
Oh, I think From Software is
Twitter,
doing a good job in sharing how people help each other with their remnants. If you've ever played Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, or even Elden Ring, where you have these like ghosts that you can spawn. And even in Elden Ring, they sort of perfected it, so it's more like your own fire team or your own multiplayer group, and you see those ghosts. So if you could have like a ghost come in to a game, I think that's what they're trying to do more of, to really show you which way to go or how to help you. That'd really be what I'd like to see in terms of assistance.
For sure. And I think that's all. Okay, so my man Anthony said I just played Death Stranding for the first time last week, and I loved it. But the sci-fi, he forgot to add gameplay.
A lot of these games are necessarily even fully games now. They're more like experiences. Like they're putting you in a world and telling you want you to feel like you're in it.
And I think that's
almost like
a
an
big part of
interactive
it.
movie.
It's also part of the immersion, right? And I think that's one of the cool things about games back then. Not to date myself or wag my fist at the clouds like that, but I think that was a fun part about it, is that you did see the manual, if that, and then after that, you just got in there, you just got to work, and that was it. Like there was no. If you want to beat this game, more than likely back then you had the game, you were gonna beat it. You just got in there, rolled your sleeves up, and figured it out.
Right.
And that's the cool thing also. But I will add to it that one thing I do like about Stadia, Stadia has some dope features that I love, that I just feel like are so underutilized. And like the state share and the stream connect, like those are cool things too, right? So I think that like it's also, if we're playing a game like the Division 2 and you're new to it and you're having trouble or having a hard time, we still have that connection, and I can still assist you and figure out what's going on and coordinate better. I think that's also cool things that I want to see people actually take advantage of a lot more.
I'm glad you brought this up, because I'd like to expand on something I said earlier in one of the shows. I was talking about how there's all these features in play because the developers have to add them to their game. Like they have to connect to the Stadia APIs and do all the work, and the developers of these games just aren't really doing that right now. And somebody in the chat, and I didn't catch it, it said you can't blame the developers for features not being coming to fruition or whatever it was. But the point I'm making is, like, right now we all know the focus is on the port thing, and that work, or was a lot of work. So it's like, they're not giving the TLC to these features yet, but it's gonna happen. They're gonna, the easier porting gets, the easier tools on Unity, like with the game engines get, we'll start seeing these features fill out.
Yeah, for sure. Me personally, I think that there's a great wealth of features that they do have that, and again, right, maybe it's on creators, it's their responsibility in a way, not to say they have to, but maybe it falls on to the creators and the supporters in the community to not promote these features. So sometimes it's about awareness, and hey, let's have a stream, let's have a community day where we're playing the Division 2 or any other game that has these features, Stream Connect and things like that, to show these people that this is what you can do.
Is so dope.
And you could see that, and you can say, hey, there's a lot more to it. I want to see somebody using the state share, like on Hitman. Like, that's like, who has Hitman? Because we could do that. We could have a tournament or something, like who can beat the mission the fastest, or who can beat the mission more efficiently, like using state share. Like, there's ways that we can be creative in how we use these features. And so it's just like, that's one of the things I think that may come down to us as the creators to say, hey, there's a wealth of these things here that you guys have it, at your disposal. Go for it, or just say, hey, I'm going to walk you through how it works, and I'm going to walk you through the process of setting this up. Or you want to do crowd share, crowd play, like a Baldur's Gate, like we can show you all that stuff and jump in.
Yeah, guys. Well, hey, we already been going for a little while here. I'm gonna go ahead and close up shop, but I appreciate you guys coming on and talking, and man, especially getting to hang out with you guys with the holiday weekend going on here in America. I hope you guys are chilling, relaxing, and if you are having to work, I hope you're not working too hard.
Happy America Day.
Thanks, man. And
fuck off, be lazy.
Thank you. I'm about to go to a 4th of July parade in about 3 hours.
Nice. As always, I appreciate you guys. Having this moment.
Chat.
Chat.
Oh,
so
thanks.
dope.
Yeah, it was cool to hang out.
For hosting us, you know what I mean, for having us in your home.
Yeah,
lovely home, by the way.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna have to get
all
you guys in on a Cloudy Thoughts on a Friday night. So I'll be getting at all of you. Yeah, I'll be getting
different mindset than a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For people who watch it, I don't look today. What y'all got on Monday morning? This is great, but watch out for Friday evening. Friday evening, you might hear some other stuff. Might be a little crazier.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Y'all take care. Peace.
All right, man.
Everybody.
Peace.
Thanks again.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for coming to the chat, and we'll see you later. Have a awesome holiday.
Be safe, y'all.
All right, guys.
Yeah, where's this? Yeah. Where's my? Yeah. See ya. Peace.